Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is Casual Geographic. Why you never looked at the shark in the eyes. The thumbnail, I did not see any eyes. I just saw a mouth kind of looked like an asshole. But we'll see what this is about. Is that a shark? Is it just
To be
smacking?
fair, I'd pump fake the higher power and anticipate being devoured if I ever saw that in the water with me.
What
Let
is
alone
that?
in Long Island. At least if I didn't know what it was. So here's some thresher shark propaganda,
Oh,
because there's
hi.
honestly nothing to fear. And I mean that more
It's
for
got
him than
look at that. Look at that cute puppy dog eyes.
you. This shark needs a lot more reassurance than you do. The thresher shark has been out here threshing for over 50 million years, and they
Think he's
spend
a
all
little
of it
lost.
looking like they really need an adult. Search up social anxiety with gills, you will get a literal baby shark. They're physically designed to be passive. Thresher sharks
Damn, look
can't
at
throw
that
hands
tail.
because they don't have any.
They
But
throw
if they
tail.
did, they just twiddle their thumbs behind their back. They look like their entire existence is a jump scare. It's because the big eyes help when grocery shopping where the sun barely shines part-time. They have the same tapetum lucidum layer that cats have, which reflects light back into the retina and gives sharks night vision. Perfect for snatching prey out the dark like the Reaper. The big eye thresher took that trait and pushed the slider all the way to the edge. 'Cause
Yeah, they
there's
did.
actually 3 species of shark under the thresher shark umbrella: the common thresher, the pelagic thresher, and the big eye thresher, which is a baby Looney Tunes version of the concept, with eyes rotated and angled towards the
Jesus
top of the head,
Christ.
so the big eye can see directly above it. Those eyes are a cheat code when playing hide and seek with the things they eat. They're also the caricature of every bystander at Target watching someone's child throw a tantrum. Silent judgment, but crippling in action. And even though the
Yes. I work at a restaurant, so I do that a lot with children in the restaurant too. Yeah. I don't know why they refuse to take care of their children when they're in a restaurant, but they do. They just let them do whatever the fuck they want. And I just pray. I pray every time I see a little kid running around that they trip and fall on their face. Mmm.
eyes are involved with hunting, the tsundere shark is still pretty introvert coded. Threshers are as shy as their headshot would suggest, and there's no verified
That
record
tail,
of
though.
attacking a human. With how timid they are much more afraid of you and will go out of their way not to be perceived, and will even exhibit vertical migrations, where they spend the
What is
day
that?
posted down in the cold dark abyss only to come up to the surface at night to feed. Hence the enemy eyes, especially for a big eye thresher, which is by far the most suited for life in an everyday bird box challenge. They
Okay.
even have a built-in heat system where the
Okay, but I want to know more about that long ass tail they got.
big eye has a network of blood vessels called the rete mirabile, I hope I pronounced that right, which circulates heat to the brain and eyes. And this system allows the thresher to thresh in water colder than a Yeti in a brass bra without having the metabolism of molasses like the Greenland shark.
Really?
They wait 150 years to get laid. Nothing about them
Oh
is
yeah, I heard
fast.
about that.
In fact, it
Goddamn.
might as well be the opposite. Where threshers have big eyes for sight, Greenland sharks get blinded by a parasite. And where Greenland sharks are often found where there's polar bears around, threshers can be found in waters worldwide, like under the Atlantic Beach Bridge.
Why does it look like it's attacking that little pillar though?
Most importantly, where Greenland stomachs have been found with
Oh,
seals,
Jesus.
polar bears, and allegedly a human leg, a thresher shark is almost physically incapable of biting you. Their eyes are so big, it somehow distracts you from the fact that they have a tiny mouth and some baby-ass teeth, too. It's like they were built to be
Kinda cute.
non-confrontational, with teeth that can only really grief small fish and squid. A mini mouth to go with social anxiety, with a mama I true up face. Now, a shark is a shark, and
True.
nature didn't cook for longer than Saturn's had
cute,
rings
though.
just to make a shark that couldn't defend itself. But it isn't the teeth.
It's the tail,
50
right?
Shades of Grey cosplay a normal person would call a tail. That tail
They use it
is
as
a
a whip,
lot longer than you think. It is
don't
for
they?
slapping the absolute daylights
That's what
out
I
of prey
thought.
with a nearly 10-foot whip. That tail
Damn.
is harder than a job market for a comp sci major, and one hit can incapacitate multiple fish. And once again, that
Nice.
tail is a lot longer than you think and can slice prey clean in half. Threshers slap prey so fast, it
Oh.
boils the water around them and creates cavitation bubbles.
Oh,
Cavitation
shit.
bubbles are small pockets of pure chaos that are thousands of degrees and release incredibly destructive energy when popped. It's the same science the pistol shrimp uses to knock prey straight off the mortal plane, and
Yep.
these bubble nukes mean thresher sharks don't need a direct hit to life deprive multiple fish. The
Damn.
process is pretty insane to witness. Scientists studying them say it's one flick of a tail followed by a mess of ruptured swim bladders and broken spines, which the thresher shark immediately eats. Don't let the kawaii gubby distract
How
you. from
long
the
is
fact
that
if you're
tail?
a fish,
The tail looks like it's about as long as the body.
the thresher can demote you to flesh confetti in 2 camera frames, but the
Damn.
thresher can also package 12 years of prejudice on a person with one hit. There are legends of fishermen messing with a thresher until it swung its tail and took one of their heads off.
Oh.
Do I believe a grown man genuinely got his shit smacked smooth off? Not really. But the same power slap Pokemon that's eternal night-quill to fish and even some birds. Like, yeah, they will bird strike Tweety
Holy
right out the
shit.
air. Could easily knock your teeth out and probably break your neck. But again,
Damn.
there isn't really a record of a thresher shark attacking a person, and if there is,
How'd it
you
get that far out the
definitely did
water?
something. If you make a shark that looks like a kid caught with a DS under the pillow at 2 a.m. choose violence, you ask for it in everything but writing. He's just a shy
Probably,
shark,
yeah.
but he's not.
Oh
the
shit, look at
shy-
that.
That's a shy shark. Haplobephorus edwarsi.
Wait, there's
is
an
a type
actual
of cat
shark. There's an actual shark called the shy shark. Why can I not say that? Shy shark. Really?
Also called a happy eddy. The Haplobephorus genus has 3 other species: the plain happy or the brown shy shark, the pretty happy or the dark shy shark, and the natal shy shark, or happy chappy. And
Happy
the happy
chappy.
eddy's more common
Fucking
name is
nicknames.
the puff adder shy shark, named puff adder due to sharing the venomous serpent's skin pattern. But it's also
I can
been
see
called
it.
the donut because their personality is the polar opposite. When the puff adder shy shark gets scared,
Aw.
it'll curl itself into a ring
Oh,
and
that's
cover its
fucking
eyes with its
adorable.
tail.
Look at
That
that.
way it protects its vital organs and makes the shark harder to swallow. It also makes them virtually invisible off the fact that if they can't see you, surely you can't see them. Or they'll just play dead and pray that whatever triggered it loses interest. To be fair, it's not for no reason. Happy Eddy is a crazy name for a shark that gets bullied by everything.
Oh,
Baby
really?
sharks like seven gills will prey on
Ooh.
them, and fur seals have been seen using shy sharks as chew toys.
Oh,
Worst
well,
part is,
that's-
a lot of times the
wow,
fur seal
oh,
play
fuck.
session only gets interrupted
That's not
when a
good.
kelp gull steals a shark just to eat itself. The shy shark basically gets passed around like a
Poor
baton
little
at the
thing.
Impression Olympics. Scientists studied the
So
sharks
cute,
in False
though.
Bay, and if they didn't get their heads ripped off by a fur seal or swallowed whole by an avian antichrist, they just end up discarded as a lifeless corpse back into the sea. They also get murked by fishers, who tend to see them as a pest. Which
Really?
is why the
That-
puff adder shy shark isn't just shy, it's endangered and only found
Oh,
in waters
well.
off South Africa. And to be honest, he should be shy and scared, but
And
not
stay out of
nervous,
sight.
because we already have one of those. I feel bad for the nervous shark. Even its Latin name couldn't resist throwing astray.
Cautious
which means the
shark.
shark essentially gets called a punk in multiple languages. There's nearly
Really?
200 species of shark that can be found in Australia, and the nervous shark seems to be the only one who knows it, as they're incredibly shy and timid. Nervous sharks are notoriously difficult to get on camera, because most won't let you get close enough to try, which means this is one of the few times where the prey is infinitely scarier than the predator, as nervous sharks have been known to eat venomous sea snakes. That same shark will
That's
fire the
interesting.
mannequin challenge just to be perceived, because any small movement or even the click from a camera sends them swimming off into the abyss. It's actually not uncommon to see them in a group, or a shiver as it's called, but let one lay an eye on you and the whole show will go ocean incognito.
Really?
With all they do to social distance from us,
Damn.
it makes sense that almost every picture of them taken was against their will. So imagine what it's like to be a blue shark. Blue sharks look like they were told a dirty joke
Oh,
years
shit,
ago
look
and are
at
still
his
shocked
face.
as hell at the punchline. Like the thresher, blue sharks have big eyes to help with hunting and clocking prey in the dark, since
Oh,
predatory
the
pinhead
way it
does
moves,
most
I
of
don't
his
like
work
it.
at night. And like many sharks, blues use counter shading, meaning if you're looking at them from above, the blue roof blends in with the blue from the abyss. But if you're below them, the white underbelly disappears in the light
Mm-hmm.
from the sky. But it's possible the color-coded camouflage is for hiding from more than just prey. In 2012, dive operator Chris Follows was leading a group a little off Cape Town as usual, with a group of 10 blue sharks pulling up on the bait Chris had set.
Oh,
Chris was a
that's a
20-year
lot of
dive
sharks.
veteran at this point.
That would
so this
scare the
wasn't
shit
new
out
to
of
him,
me.
Or at least it wasn't until a big male fur seal spawned in and tore one of the sharks in half and started feeding on its abdomen.
Oh.
He then eviscerated another shark, and for dessert, he bisected a third. The
Jesus. I mean, for the people that were there, that'd be one hell of an experience. But for the sharks that were there, that's just a horror movie. Holy shit. That's So the seal just killed 3 sharks and ate like a couple chunks out of each of them, or
Seal
what?
savaged 5 sharks in a row until Chris eventually
5?
slipped off, but it's likely
God
the seal
damn.
clutched a 1v10 with very little effort. As insane as that was, if Chris had a nickel for every time he watched a shark get murked by a seal, he'd have 2 nickels. Cause in 2004, he watched
Shit,
the
what-
first seal chase down
oh
a blue
my
shark, toss it
God.
into the air, just to disembowel it and eat his stomach and liver. So
Is that disemboweling it? It's ripped out its throat, it looks like, more than that. Jesus.
Forgive a predatory Poindexter if he looks like he's constantly afraid of getting his lunch money taken. It's actually one of the reasons.
Yeah,
blue
it's not
sharks
his
aren't
lunch
super
money
common
that's
in
gonna get
aquariums.
taken,
They're
it's
not
his life.
super hard to feed and house, but they often get bullied by tank mates like bull, gray reef, sandbar, and sand tiger sharks. And by bullied, I mean the blue sharks got eaten alive in front of a live viewing audience as soon as it got introduced to another species. That, and they have the habit of brushing against tank walls
look
until
at
they
that.
rub their skin raw and die of an infection. Who would have
Why?
thought that a shark that can travel
No.
thousands of miles in a year essentially self-destructs in a fishbowl? But they're not as neurotic
'cause
as a
they-
nervous
not
shark.
as-
They've been nicknamed blue dogs for apparently having the personality of a puppy. The same fish that would get shoved into a locker at Shark
Too bad it's not as cute as a puppy, cause yeah, I don't I don't like the way it looks.
School is inquisitive and will investigate human divers.
Please
They'll
stop
bump
moving
you
your
and prod
eyeball.
you, but not like in a predatory, intimidating.
Oh, that was the video? Oh god, I thought my headphones were going crazy right now.
way. But the way a toddler might try to get your attention while you're on the phone. Now, I don't want to do the whole sea puppy thing
Okay.
because a blue shark will bite the good
Oh,
will out of you.
shit.
But mostly in the same way a squirrel bit me as a kid. Mostly by accident and largely by my own actions. In their defense,
Calm
there
down,
have been
little guy.
13 recorded
Holy
blue shark
shit.
bites on humans in history, with 4 deaths. On the other side, the blue shark is the most heavily fished shark, with up to over 80% of the sharks dying as bycatch being blue sharks. Meaning billions of these sharks get mushed by
Bullshit.
people a year, and most
On
of them are
purpose?
just a casualty.
Yeah, that's
Clearly,
what I
the blue
thought.
shark can't catch a break, which might be why they have to personally screen any human in their area. But if you're looking to get in the
Oh.
water with sharks for the first time, you can't really go wrong with a pretty blue. And not just because they're as close to harmless as a torpedo with teeth can get, because you're almost guaranteed to get a picture like this. Or this.
I don't care.
Maybe
No.
even this.
Okay.
Or maybe
No, I'm not. Oh, that's a bad place to pause on. But no, I'm just gonna stay away from sharks or the ocean in general. In general. Wow, God, I cannot pronounce my words. What's going on?
oh my fucking days. What am I looking at?
And you're the animal guy.
Oh, that's George. The Port Jackson shark is named after Port Jackson to Sydney Harbor, and that was named after Sir George Jackson. The Port Jackson shark is a harmless cinnamon roll of a predator, unless you're looking at it from the front, or if you step
Yeah.
on them, because their dorsal spines are believed to be venomous. Though if you
Are
have
they,
the heart
though?
to step on this shark, you deserve the consequences. Especially because
I mean,
there's
it could
not
be an
really a case of
accident.
a Port Jackson attacking a human, and I say not really because of what went down in 2011. Which wasn't really an attack more than the Port Jackson clamping its mouth around a Victoria man's leg. But it wasn't hard enough to draw blood, and the man was still able to swim away with the shark attached. So it was more like the shark version of an ankle bite, I mean a child hugging your leg. That is the
Ankle
closest
biter.
a literal cuttlefish
Little
gets to
bastards.
violence. They don't even bite in the traditional sense. PJ
Look at
shark
that mouth. Holy shit. Looks more like a crushing mouth. Like you should be eating shellfish.
Sharks have smaller pointed teeth in the front for things like small fish, and flatter teeth in the back to crush mollusks, and you can actually tell the age of a shark based on the type of teeth you find more of in their mouth. They also have some of the weirdest eggs I've ever seen.
What
I
the
know that-
Oh. That's an egg? Do they like unscrew it from their like does it come out? I got questions, man. I got
Out of
questions.
nowhere, but I didn't know how to transition to the topic, and I could not let this slide. It looks like a screw,
Yeah,
'cause
no.
that's exactly what mothers do. They'll screw the egg into rocks, coral, or any crevice, so it doesn't
Really?
get dislodged later. Unfortunately, that
Is she
doesn't
eating
stop
it?
other fish or even other Port Jacksons from uncovering the eggs and slurping the egg yolk out like an amniotic Go-Gurt. But the main reason I'm bringing George up is
That
because
is weird.
they're so cute it actually makes me angry. I guess that's just cuteness aggression. I aggressively want to protect this shark at all costs.
I
Now
mean,
again, I don't want to push the sea puppy thing because I
Aw.
believe that could be just as bad for sharks as demonizing them.
Yeah.
But the PJ makes that real difficult with the fact that they can form genuine bonds with people. Rick
I'm gonna be honest. It's he says it's cute, but I can't disagree, but I can't agree with it either. It's
Anderson is an Australian diving instructor who's been in a nearly
It's in a weird
decade-long
place.
relationship with a shark. Rick met her as a 6-inch freshly hatched Port Jackson pup while leading a diving class. According to him, he just wanted to show his students how friendly the sharks could be and coaxed one of them onto his hand so he could give her a pet. In return, the shark showed Rick just how committed a she shark can be, as she'd be attached to him ever since. Even as a
Really?
6-foot adult, she'd actively ignore and swim past other divers just to get her cuddle time with Rick. And no, he never
Aw.
fed her, he never even gave her a name yet, like a homing pigeon. If he was in the water, she'd find him.
Really?
Beautiful story. For a shark so adorable, you could just take one and put it
He
in
got
your pocket.
really
if they
attached
didn't
just
grow
from
to the
being
size of
pet,
an
huh?
NBA point guard. Luckily, there's a shark for exactly that, and you'll never guess its name. The pocket shark was found completely by accident. It was
The
during a
fuck
Gulf
is
of
that?
Mexico expedition meant to study sperm whales that scientists found a
What
shark
was-
that honestly looks like a whale nature shrunk as a bet. The
Yeah,
name comes from the fact that you could honestly smuggle one in your pocket, but also for the small pockets these sharks have
Oh.
under their gills, which are filled with bioluminescent fluids. It's
Oh,
believed that
okay.
this imitation whale squirts glow-in-the-dark ink as a distraction against predators. We say believed because we can only
Okay.
assume off of the 2 specimens that have ever been caught. What's not a
Only
theory is
2.
that this baby-faced
Okay.
bioluminescent flashlight has invariably increased my will to live. Although you could say that about any shark here. And on top of that, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to
Now
humbly
that
beg you
sucker
not
was
to use this
weird
video
as
an
fuck.
excuse to cuddle up to a shark. Not only could that be remarkably bad for your
Yeah,
health,
nah,
but treating
well.
a whole predator like a sea puppy might be just as bad as seeing
mean,
every
that's a
shark
whale
in another
shark.
installment of Jaws. You can love them, hate them, I'd rather you
Yep.
love them, but damn it, you're gonna respect them. Make sure you drink
Whoever threw
water,
that food
hug your
on him
mother,
just
do not hug a shark,
completely missed the
please.
mouth.
Touch grass, call your father. Thank you all for another great year, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
I thought he was gonna say next year. Why is it? This is why we don't cuddle.
Did he? Think we're gonna have to kill him, Irv?
Yes.
You didn't get your penis, did he? Yeah, no. I'm gonna stay very far away from the ocean. Okay. I don't like going to the ocean. I don't like flying over the ocean either. It's just endless water, and I can't stop imagining the plane going down and just floating there in the water. If I survive, even if I survive the crash and just floating there in the water for who knows how long. Not knowing if you'll ever get to land or if you're just gonna die out there. So anyway, yeah, that was a nice little video. Showed a lot of cute sharks, especially this one right here. Looking at us right now. This one is pretty cute, I guess. I think this one's a baby, maybe. Baby, maybe. I mean, everything's cute when they're a baby, except humans. We're just loud and obnoxious. But anyway, well, that was a fun video to watch. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me as well. And until next time, thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and goodbye.